Bonjour, hello. I don't know why I've turned French all of a sudden. We're back with this, guys. It has been a while, but it's back. I've just recorded my weekly watches and it took me 12 minutes. Jesus Christ, I mean, really? So we're going to do another list because I filled one out earlier today. I so rarely get a chance to do videos these days. When I get a couple of hours, I usually film a couple at once, which is what's happening today. So today I will show you the image that we have. List villains that you love to hate. And this is the villain that we have on our... He's not on my list, incidentally. There's a few really obvious ones that are not on my list. So feel free, guys. As always, I love to see other people's choices with lists. Feel free to do this list. So, top 10 villains I love to hate. I've got a lot of honourable mentions. I am not going to spend any time talking about them. I'm just going to fire through them. So, this is movies where we don't necessarily love the bad guy, but we think the performance of the bad guy is absolutely stunning and we love to watch it. So I have to put Jaws in this. Yes, it's a shark, I'm aware, but Jaws is on the list. What is the movie Jaws without the shark, really? So Christine has to go in there again. It's an inanimate object, but Christine, really. Carrie White from Carrie, obviously. King Kong, I mean, he's a monster, he's a beast, but we all love him. We all felt it when those planes were going round him, shooting him down off the Empire State Building. I was aghast as a child when I saw that. That really upset me as a child. And then when he was like tied down, no. Um, William Foster in Falling Down. Now, I've been having a really bad day today, a particularly bad day today. I'm not even going to go into it, but I've been referring to it as a falling down day because it's been shit. And it culminated in me getting my first ever parking ticket for parking for 4 minutes in what I thought was a disabled bay with my mum in the disabled vehicle in her wheelchair with the badge on show. Got a fucking ticket. 4 minutes I was there. Apparently I was parked in a taxi bay, not a disabled bay. Not amused. So, William Foster from Falling Down, Kaiser Sose from The Usual Suspects, Hans Landa from Inglourious Basterds, the performance is incredible, and lastly, on my honourable mentions, Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. So, there will be some on here that most of you will know. Most of you will know what my number one is because I make no secret of being a massive fan. But let's start at number 10. Now, these aren't in any particular order. Number one's most definite. 1 and 2 are most definitely in order. The rest, you can put them in any order you choose. So, number 10, I have chosen Mallory and Mickey Knox from Natural Born Killers. Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis. I love the movie. It's like a real cult movie for me. I'm a massive fan of Juliette Lewis. I have been for many years. I've seen her perform when she was with the Licks, Juliette and the Licks. Amazing performer. She's like nothing else you've seen. Actually, she is like something else you've seen. She is like a cross between a female Mick Jagger and Iggy Pop. That's very much the energy you get when you go see Juliette Lewis. But I've always loved Mallory and Mickey Knox. They're like a modern day Bonnie and Clyde. Absolutely love them. That's my number 10. My number 9 is from the movie Carrie, but it's not Carrie, it's her mother. I feel that the performance given, and her name's escaped me. I'm really annoyed. Nope, it's not coming. The performance of Carrie's mum in that movie is chilling. As much as Carrie is an amazing character and the story behind it is fabulous, but the performance that her mother gives in that movie is just just sends a shiver straight through my body. I find it just riveting. For me, they talk about scenes that stand out in Carrie, and a lot of people talk about the blood scene when she's on stage, the opening, the plug it up scene. For me, it's the scene where Carrie finally gets revenge on her mum, and she is caught in that doorway like this, like the statue, and she's got knives. Oh, it's that scene is just movie perfection, genius. I love it. It causes physical reaction every time I see it. So that's my number 9. My number 8, sorry, is Alexia from Titan. Tita, whatever way it's pronounced, French film about the woman that has relations, shall we say, with her car. This is a very odd French movie. If you haven't seen it, and you want to watch something unlike anything you've ever seen before, check out Titan, or Titan, however it's pronounced, Titane. Alexia is a character that she's the main person in this movie, and she fools a guy into believing that she is his long lost son, believe it or not. Yes. So she kind of is the bad guy in this movie, but it's unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's fabulous. It was one of my favourite movies of that year. I just think it's genius. I absolutely love it. This is one of the few movies, I watched this movie and then I put it straight on again when it finished and watched it straight over for a second time. Absolutely fabulous. It is a horror movie. It is a body horror movie. There are some scenes in it that are very gory, are very shocking. If you're not into that kind of thing, I probably wouldn't really recommend it. But when you've got the plot line of this movie is about a woman that has sex with a car, you know, that's what you're getting into. So yeah, that bit isn't, you know, we're not talking close-ups of the uglies or anything like that, but there's a lot of disturbing scenes in this one. So number 7 is not a film character. This doesn't say films, it says villains you love to hate. So this is someone from a TV show. I would guess most of you will be going, I know who that is. And you'd be right, it's Dexter Morgan. Absolutely adore it. It's one of my favourite TV shows of all time. I just love it. I can't get enough of it. I cannot wait for the new season. I cannot wait for the second season of the one, what's the one? Oh, Jesus, my memory's shocking. The series that just started where we're getting a look at Dexter before he became what he is now. At the beginning, they're doing a second season of that, and I thoroughly enjoyed the first season. I thought the casting was implicit. It was just perfect. Everyone just fit there. I couldn't criticize anything about who the people they chose to do the roles. Brilliant. But Dexter Morgan is my number 7. My number 6 is the Reverend Kane from Poltergeist 2. If any of you checked out the podcast that I was on called Frightening Friends, one of the questions was that I was asked to think back to the first things that ever really, really scared me. Reverend Kane was one of those things. Poltergeist was one of the first movies that ever scared me because paranormal stuff frightens me. That's my button, paranormal stuff. But as much as I adore Poltergeist, and I do think it's a better movie, Poltergeist 2, Reverend Kane scared the flipping bejesus out of me. Now, going back to them when I was a child, obviously the actor that played Reverend Kane was very ill. I think he had stomach cancer at the time and he was near death. So it did actually add something to the role. He is very skeletal, very gaunt. Obviously he had makeup to emphasize certain things like this. And the character he plays, one of these like evangelical, follow me, and you know like the guy that got everybody to drink the Kool-Aid and they all died at Jonestown? It's very much that kind of cult character, but he's just so freaky. And he sings this little song that's just, no, I can still sing it, I can still hear every word of it. But Reverend Kane, that performance was just immaculate. I loved it. So that's my number 6. My number 5 is, and this should probably be higher, is Jack Torrance from The Shining. I cannot think of any actor that could do justice to a remake of The Shining. I've said quite regularly actually that I feel Mia Goth could play like Wendy, and she would be fantastic. She would be fabulous. She is a brilliant actress. We saw that from Pearl. But can I think of any male actor that could emulate Jack Torrance in the way that Jack Nicholson did? I can't. His son has the look, but certainly doesn't have his dad's acting ability. The nearest I could get when trying to think about this was Bill Skarsgård. I think he would have a pretty good go at it. He's a very good actor, but there's very few I know that can harness the manic quite enough to do it. But Jack Torrance is my number 5. My number 4 is a bit of an odd one, and I could place any of these characters in here from this movie. I've gone with Mr. Blonde from Reservoir Dogs, which is the character played by Michael Madsen. Reservoir Dogs is one of my favourite Quentin Tarantino movies. My favourite character in that is actually Mr. Pink, Steve Buscemi. I adore Steve Buscemi. I think he's brilliant. But we cannot forget the scene of Mr. Blonde dancing to Stuck in the Middle with You while cutting an ear off. If you haven't seen it, yes, you did hear me. He cuts someone's ear off while he's having a little dance to himself. It's an iconic scene if you haven't seen the movie. If you haven't, check out Reservoir Dogs, guys. It's so worth it. So, Mr. Blonde is my number 4 choice. My number 1, 2, and 3 are very stereotypical. A couple of these, excuse me, would probably end up on most people's lists, to be fair. Maybe not number 3. Number 3 is very personal to me, and this is John Kramer, or Jigsaw from Saw. I have a complete love affair with these movies, it's no secret. I will quite openly admit they're not all great. Do I enjoy them any less? No, I still enjoy them all. I think the first one was genius. I think the first 3 are all very good movies. I think from that point we do go downhill. I still love them, but it's the sense of justice. It's the sense of there's nothing in life that annoys Lisa as much as people doing stuff and getting away with it without punishment. I hate it. People just being arses, people breaking the law, people doing things they shouldn't be doing and getting away with it, just being horrible people and not being brought to account for it. Well, John Kramer sorts that out, doesn't he? I love the ingenious ways that he chooses for these traps. The thought behind it. People say it's torture porn. I don't think it is, because to me, Hostel is torture porn. But with Saw, although it is pretty gory and pretty horrible, the thought that goes into the traps, the thought that goes into the potential escape, the way out, what the person has done, the backstory, how everything ties together, it's a lot more than torture porn for me. I love John Kramer. I mean, they had to bring the guy back after he was dead to make the movies work. We couldn't do Saw without somehow having to have John Kramer in there. And I can find so much fault with the later movies, guys, don't get me wrong. Just fault after fault after fault. I still love them. I still watch them all. So that's my number 3. 1 and 2 are very, very stereotypical, guys, and I apologise for that, but I can't not pick them because they would be my picks. Number 2 is Hannibal Lecter, which I would say would be pretty close to the top of most people's lists of villains you love to hate. Played implicitly by Anthony Hopkins. My 2 favourite actors are Anthony Hopkins and Jack Nicholson, and obviously they both make a show on this list. I just think it's a role, again, can you imagine anyone else playing Hannibal Lecter to the degree that Anthony Hopkins does? I know we've had Hannibal, we've had him played by other actors in different TV show, but when you hear the words Hannibal Lecter, you're going to think about Anthony Hopkins. We all are. There's a blue bottle in here and it's really annoying. There it is. Right, he's landed now. Yeah, the role couldn't, for me, have anyone else in it and be as good. It's one of my favourite movies, Silence of the Lambs, and the character is just one of those created characters that will go down in history that just stands out. You say Hannibal Lecter to anyone and they will know exactly who you mean. So yeah, my number 2 is Hannibal Lecter. My number 1, let's guess, guys, it's me. Let's guess who my favourite movie villain of all time is. Yes, it is Annie Wilkes from Misery. All hail Kathy Bates, one of my favourite actresses. Funny enough, another of my favourite actresses is Jodie Foster, so I'm kind of a little bit pigeonholed with the movies that I enjoy. Annie Wilkes is a bad guy. Annie Wilkes is was her name Beverly Allett or Callett? There was a nurse in the UK that basically killed a lot of kids. And it seemed like the character of Annie Wilkes was very much based on her. I don't know if it was or not, but very similar. The bit in the movie with the scrapbook where you're looking through and seeing all the stuff she had done. She's obviously a bad woman. But why can't you help but feed into her madness and her sadness and her depression and her excitement? When I'm watching Kathy Bates play Annie Wilkes, I'm feeling everything she's feeling. I've said this before, but when I watch the movie, every single time, I know that Paul Sheldon gets back to the bedroom when he gets out and Annie Wilkes is coming back, and it's like, oh shit, is he going to get back? Is he not? I know what happens. I still got my heart in my mouth the whole time I'm watching it. And that fucking blue bottle, I'm sure you can hear it. If you can't, I apologise. She's so multifaceted. She is a nasty piece of work. She's done horrible things. She is obsessional. Paul Sheldon is she's the #1 fan. But little parts where Paul manages to convince her that he is interested in her as a woman, and that softness that we see, and that excitement, and the barriers coming down, and then you feel sorry for her. I'm sorry, but I did. And when she's losing her rag, when she comes back to the house and the cock-a-doodle, this, that and the other, I'm thinking, yeah, love, I've been there. You're a woman after my own heart. Not that I've ever tied a man up to a bed and kept him hostage, but she's human. Yes, obsessional. Yes, a bit mad. The hobbling scene, I mean, the way that she tells him she loves him as she's doing what she's doing, she just plays it absolutely perfectly. There's nothing out of place. There's no line that should have been read differently. One of my favourite parts of the movie is the soundtrack of this is incredible. The piano music, oh my god. Where she's looking out of the window and it's raining, and she's like she's quite down. Down's not even a strong enough word. She's very introspectful. She's thinking, and it makes Paul Sheldon nervous because it's not how she normally is. And she says, the rain, sometimes it gives me the blues. And fuck, I just absolutely love that line and her face as she's delivering it. And I feel that her performance in this just deserves every plaudit that it can get. I think it's perfection. I think the movie's perfection. I adore it. I will watch it to death. If they ever remake it, I'll be really cross. Maybe I'll not. Maybe they'll I can't see anyone being as good in this movie. But yeah, I've gone off on one. Yeah, I have gone off on 17 flicking minutes. Right. That is my top 10 villains that I love to hate, and probably about another 6 or 7, honourable mentions in there as well. So let me know what you thought of my choices, and by all means, feel free to do the video yourself. I would love to see what you choose. And thank you for watching. I shall be back with another list sometime soon, no doubt, and a weekly watches when I watch enough to talk to you about. Thank you for watching, guys. Look forward to speaking to you next time. Over and out from Lazy Lives.